Hello everyone, greetings from me, the Silver-Quill. Glad to have you all here, glad to be here, although I was cutting it pretty darn close, wasn't I? I'm sorry I didn't get the word out about this stream sooner. I became trapped in traffic for close to an hour, and, well, just got home about 10 minutes ago, so I'm doing quite the run around trying to make all this work. So I'm unprepared, I'm unorganized, but not undone. Yes. But I'm also getting a little bit of my stream put together as we are working. So let's start off with a round of hellos while I try to bring myself up to the speed. Hello, Adam Leisman and Swordbreaker 12, Enderpop and MLP Trinary, Cherry Philip Belly Official, both on YouTube and the Twitch, Swordbreaker 12, and Gaiety, there we go, Elizabeth Snowbell, Lunar Brony, Nathan Duazo and Michael Bullington, Cosmera Inspira, and Lunar Brony. Wait, I said Lunar Brony. Yes, I did. All right, we just want to make sure no hello left behind if I can help it. If I can help it, which is a big if, ain't it? Oh my goodness, what a time, what a week. It's been just a lot of running around and trying to keep on top of things. And not always succeeding, but getting where I at least want to be. So, pardon me, I'm just trying to find inspirational quotes because I like those. I like just knowing people have wrestled with this stuff before and that the words then are still very much applicable today. Ooh. Such as Pablo Picasso saying, the purpose of art is washing the dust of daily life off our souls. I was okay. He's a great artist. I'm not sure he made the best sentence there, but, well, can't expect everything. That or I need to brush up on my reading skills. Alrighty, so let's have Pablo Picasso. Your quote number 1. And then number 2. It's life beats us down and crushes the soul, and arts reminds you that you still have one. Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, it's a bit negative towards life, but, well, here I am, late from traffic and all that, so I can't refute what she's saying. So I hope everyone's been having a good week. It's been, well, just preparations and running around and trying to be on top of things. I'm part of a writing group and have been working on some projects for them, but unfortunately, that means there's only so much time in the day. And sadly, I have to make choices. Let's see, I used that quote before. Well, a lot of this is photography art. All right, one more, and we are good to roll. Yowza, yowza. So, what can I say about life, the universe, and everything? It's crazy right now. It's utterly bonkers. We're all trying to do our best in not so great circumstances. That's just the way of it. And that, in my eyes, is okay. No one is asking you to be perfection. If anything, such a pursuit is self-destructive. All right. Pokemon Fire Eevee, you've now graduated with your Bachelor of Science and moved into a new condo. Congratulations. Swordbreakers, well, if you too have gotten a hold of Doom the Dark Ages, I played through just the first level last night after such a long installation process. So, oh my goodness. Well, let's talk about the streaming. As in, what am I doing tonight? You can all see from what I hope is on the screen that I'm working on a new character as a thank you to a Patreon supporter. But I also want to make sure I don't forget Digisketch and their creation, which I had started doing, but had to break off for a minute. Now I'm back. And wondering where in the hey, there's my music. For tonight, I think it easier if we just go with the playlist of YouTube music. Who Dat Dragon Lady? We'll come to that in short order. And I'm sorry, Champ, to stay. It's not quite a new guest just yet. We'll have to ask the Thomas the Tank questions and the Agents of Smile another night. Though I did watch the first, what am I saying, the first? Well, the unaired pilot after people talked about it last night. It's quite interesting. Not my band, but then again, it's the unaired pilot. I don't think even the show itself had its footing. There we are. A little bit more laid back. So first off, we have Digisketch. Open the recent files. Digisketch. Right there. So we had neutral, glee, kidding me, confused, angry, and despised. Well, I'm pretty sure that's not the expression of someone who despises something. So let's change that, shall we? Oh, curiosity. Why can I only do that? Come on, you. Hello? Very strange. You see, over here, there should be two flip options. Flip along and flip across. Thankfully, not flip off. That would be very inappropriate. There we go. That was rather an abrupt change. Oh well. And we're just cutting this off. Oh, my lordy. Sorry, just thinking about stuff that's been going on and maybe feeling a little overwhelmed. On Saturdays, I now go up to Dacono, a racetrack where I help stream events for low-budget TV. I may or may not have talked about this before. And, well, while not a racing fan myself, I get to appreciate what people most enjoy about it. And that can be good. But here's the funny thing. Afterwards, in addition to streaming, I upload footage to a share server. Well, I did this wrong, didn't I? Oh, there's the despising. Let's just revert, shall we? Revert. Much better. Alrighty, so this is why I'm all out of sorts tonight. Much better. So, I get this text from Comcast, and it is the official text because it still has notifications of them taking my money. And it says you've used 90% of your internet for this month. It was like, wait, 90% of my internet? No other notifications, mind you. So I just, now suddenly I'm like, well, can I still stream? I mean, is the bandwidth big enough? Will I slow down? But I'm here tonight saying hello to all of you, and I'm hoping that won't be interrupted by the folks at Comcast. Because, man, I just can't with their customer service. It's really hard. All right, we got neutral, glee, confused, kidding me, smug, sad, angry, despise. Let's put in a scream just in case. Oops. Scream. Scream. Swordbreaker, there won't be words in tonight's music because it's just my playlist of approved YouTube library stuff. Which, to be honest, I feel like pretzel.com has the better music, but yeah, I do get a lot of words, even when I say it's just instrumental. Apparently, a human saying lines as just part of a background chorus is considered instrumental. I don't think it's instrumental in driving me bonkers. Does that count? I hope not. What kind of racetrack IAT? Well, the Colorado National Speedway. It is just now under new management, but it's been going for 60 years, as they say repeatedly in their celebrations thereof. And what else can I tell you about it? I mean, it's a good track. It's been there for a while, and they do all manner of races. Sometimes it's a demolition derby, as folks pointed out. Sometimes it's a full-on race. They have a drift competition every year. But I can't say much as a fan of racing because I'm not really a big fan. It's more a cultural perspective for me. And what else? Let's just add in a little bit more purple, and we'll just have to mask this out. Yep. There we are. And there we are. Whoops, you can see where the mask cuts a little bit into the stroke. We don't want to do that. Ooh, although I also see points where the stroke is not covering everything. We don't want that either. There we go. Marvelous. Now we need to change the expression. Vin Pie, voice of reason, good to see you both. I'm afraid I'm doing well, but I'm a bit disorganized today. Am I doing a stream next week, Enderpup? Sources point to yes. I'll let everyone know if that somehow changes. All right, this does not require a mouth in that traditional sense. It does, however, require that the characters scream. Alrighty, and we won't need the eyes for this one either because a scream is just eyes closed. Ah, drat. I gotta cover up these glasses. There's one. And I can get at the other, no problem. Ah, but what's this? I just need to cover up that little section. Here we are. Come on, come on, come on. How dark is this? Yep, darkest of dark. There we are. And there we are. Let's bring back the glasses on that one. Boop. And get to work on this guy. I also, this week, I've put some time into Red Dead Redemption 2, first playthrough. And boy, I can see why everybody speaks so highly of it. I went for a more moralistic thing. I guess my only criticism is the fact that being a outlaw is part of the story. So if you're looking to do good and bring in bounties, sooner or later, you're still gonna have to be a criminal. So, given what one of the characters, how he behaves, I know he apparently thought they were Robin Hood at first. And now, well, we know that ain't true. Oops. There we go. And last but not least, bit trickier than I imagined. Marvelous. All right, a little screamage. Hello, Minty Chew StarClan. Good to have you here. And Amitan Lumity, I checked out your post on Blue Sky last week after the stream. So I'm glad you could create something so nice. She's all rar, says Cosmony Inspira. Very nice. And yep, Infinite Warlock, I want to get the poses, or at least emotions, done for this. And I'll have to flip it around. I wonder if there's a way to be smarter about that. Ah, well. I'll point out smarter ways for other things. Okay, so once again, I need to go searching through my files. I'm just going to see if there's an Excel.Excel. Poses guideline. That's it. That's what I was doing wrong. Wasn't using the right title. Warlock, well, how can I put it? Red Dead was so compelling, but it also ate up so much time. I'm very grateful that Doom, while it may have more cutscenes than before, it's still a get into it and start blowing stuff up. I like the shield bash, but I'm waiting for a bigger arsenal because things get really fun when you have little extra toys to play, if you know what I mean. All right, so we got angry, we've got confused, we've got glee, we've got kidding me. Ah, laughter. So let's see what we can do here. Ah! What hath happened to her bangs? What have I wrought? Don't know what happened, but this is hopefully an easy fix. What madness. It's right there. I guess I must have deleted it somehow. This is the great peril of doing, well, trying to get this stuff done on multiple layers. Hello, Yamakori. Sorry, Yamakoria. Ah, yes, Warlock. I saw the human skull weapon. I don't know. The Sentinels of the game, the faction for which the Slayer battles, they might technically be the good guys, but I swear that whatever they're doing, they've got the Emperor of Mankind's aesthetic. And that's just plain crazy to me. Actually, I should put this in here, and let's see if I can get it to match up with the curve of the neck. Because if I'm reinstalling it, might as well make some updates while I'm at it, eh? Okay, that's better. Save, because I don't want to go through that again. Darth Raven 226. Good to see you. My favorite 40k faction, well, I'm still for humans because of human possibility. I don't know much about the Tau, because everyone seems to think they're not important until apparently they made their own chaos god. But my favorite Space Marine chapter are the Salamanders. Though blue is my favorite color, the Salamanders are just the best of looking out for people. They're the kindness in 40k that we don't get to enjoy. Okay, now I get what went wrong. Okay, I'm getting it now. Still, that's gotta go. Here's a neat little trick. Let's see if this works. File, scripts, multi-layer paste. Undefined. Let's try it now. File, scripts. There, I think that got it. Yes. Yes, it did. Or no, it didn't. So frustrating. Ah, man. This is always the hard part. Actually, that multi-layer paste has never worked with me. Might as well delete it. Hello, the Blue Griffin. Wait a minute, are you formerly... No, you're on You're on YouTube, not Twitch. I thought it might be Blue Griffin Azora. Ultramarines can be kind, Darth Revan, but... Look, even at their nicest, they're still not living up to the ideals of the Salamanders. unto the anvil of war, but their tactics are based more on concern for the populace. And, you know, anyone who's willing to deck a member of the Marines Malefic is pretty good in my book. That said, I do like the ultramarine blue. I mean, like I say, my favorite color. That ain't gonna change. The whole fire thing is not really my cup of tea. Now, there was an earlier question. Yamakoria wanted to know my favorite horse, which that would be Fluttershy. I'm assuming you mean from My Little Pony. I'm not too opinionated on real life horses, as I am not a rider. Ah? What's that doing there? My God, did I paste the wrong thing? I pasted the wrong thing. You gotta be kidding me here. This thing's mocking me. Mocking me most terribly. How dare? How dare? An extra piece, not a bad thing, but having a little, shall we say, redundancy can actually increase file size. Anywho, so my favorite horse in the show is Fluttershy. I know a lot of people were expecting me to say, "Oh, Luna, Luna, Luna," but if it's a toss-up between Luna and Fluttershy, Fluttershy ekes out just a little bit further in terms of, well, just she has more showing, more episodes, perhaps greater depth, but I believe those two get on pretty well, despite the whole Nightmare Moon scare in Luna Eclipsed. Up above that question was yet another. Favorite 40K faction. Someone was asking about which horse I ship my MLP character I ship myself with. But I want to make sure I get proper... I want to make sure I give proper credit. Searching, you get 10 weapons to use. Oh, that's Doom. Ah. Yes, Lumidi wanted to know, do I ship myself with it? No, not me specifically. But way back before the days of Flash Sentry, I came up with Clutterstep. And from the very get-go, I wondered what it'd be like if one of the most magically inept of ponies fell in love with the element of magic herself, Twilight Sparkle. And well, that's been put on hold. My YouTube popularity took off for a time, and that was, well, I put my energy there. I need to get back and finish Clutter's current story. I left it on an unfinished comic, and boy, those are really annoying because there's so many of them. Yes, Jeff Okasinski, I have seen Outlaw Star. I even had the CD of the theme for a good while. This was back before iTunes. I liked the mixture of Western and mythology and genuine sci-fi. Though by the end, I was like, come on, is that all? Are we going to get any more of a story? Surprised they didn't have them tack on a new adventure. But it was a good, fun piece for a long time. Watched it in college. All right, laughter. Let's take neutral. And once again, we won't need the eyes for this, as they'll be closed in laughter. Oop, and I deleted the eyelashes too. Ah, the frustration. Okay, that creates a pretty funny trend. Pretty funny look, I should say. There we are. I tell you that this... I'm a little off tonight, just because I've been running around and trying to accomplish a lot. Unfortunately, when you try to accomplish a lot, you may feel like you haven't accomplished anything at all, which is not true, but our brains can be tricky devils. Tricky, tricky, tricky devils. Now, sometimes I've wondered if you guys would like to see me play video games and you can point out how bad I am at them. But I also feel like that's what a lot of people do. What would be the purpose in doing so? Mostly, it sounds like just a way to make you hostages to my hobbies. And you are not my hostages. You are people of free will, able to come and go as you please. And for context, I'm confident that Red Card's vlogs from BabsCon will come out in good order. And in that, we give him a demonstration of what abduction truly means. In that we actually pick up and physically carry him away. Then we realize we have no idea where we're taking him, so we escort, quote, him back. See what I mean? Once again, we'll get rid of the mouth. Okay, yeah, that does say mouth. I thought I accidentally put in an N. That'd be something. Mountain without the proper spelling. Oh, we'll be able to play old Switch games on the Switch too, Jeff? From what I understand, to get them at the full ability, there's some sort of download price. Which, has been pointed out, sounds like you're holding those older games hostage. Okay. In like a separate window or tab, you can pull up YouTube and do a search for Skeletor Unveils the Switch 2. It's pretty hilarious, but it also calls out some of the more predatory practices Nintendo is doing with this reveal. There we are. And maybe move this a little further back. Oh, hello. Ooh, sometimes vectors give me all kinds of crazy looks. Like now. I don't even know what this is. This strange thing should not be. Here we go. Let's... Nope, that doesn't work. There we are. That at least eliminates that. Come on. There you go. There we go. That little bit of turquoise will not be visible at such distance. Alright. So, checking out the poses. Confused, glee, laughter, neutral. Pleased. Scrunchy. Ah, yes. Alright, we don't yet have pleased. All right, you know what? Pleased is pretty easy. We'll just do... All I have to do is swap out the... Restore the mouth and the talking mouth. And that'll look pretty darn pleased. So you're not looking to make this complicated, just trying to get things going. There we are. All right, where are you? Where are you? Where are you hiding? There we are. Much better. Jeff, I'm glad I could say your name correctly. I do my best, but I always have that wiggle of doubt. Hello, Lady Arthur. And Country Shape Media and Invisibroni. Hope you all are doing well. Yeah, oh, that's a good term for it, Lady Arthur. The Vector Fang. It comes unbidden and seemingly impossible, but I don't know, someone forgot to carry a 2 when setting up the maths. There we go. I'm just going to take this Excel spreadsheet and move it off screen because you don't need to have it flashing your faces every which way. Have I thought about playing something like Repo with the rest of the gang? Can't say that I have, mostly because time is a fickle thing. All right, Scrunchy. Let's see what I can cook up here. Yes, I think I know what to do here. Alrighty. It's similar to Lethal Company, if a bit more cute with the characters, and I get that as I'm getting older, time seems to be running away more and more. Well, we're all together. Whereas Crash Bandicoot has been playing Hitman, and we'll play Injustice. And from what I hear, a new Injustice is in the works. I wonder if they're going to say the ending, which endings of the previous game were, quote, canon. Now, for the Scrunchy, we're going to alter the eyes just a little. My hope is I can I can copy a lot of this over to flip her head to the alternate main style. Because otherwise this will be dang frustrating, I tell you what. Let's see, am I gonna watch... Renamon565 wants to know, am I going to watch Final Destination Bloodlines? I've never been a big fan of the Final Destination series, so probably not while it's in theaters, I think. And let's see, let's put... We'll just have those eyes a different place. Now, I need pony parts. Right here. Okay, now this is a... Swordbreaker 12, you think that the Injustice 2 bad ending with that He-Man crossover. I know there was a He-Man versus Injustice, or at least versus DC, but I'm not sure He-Man would factor in at all in this case. I mean, they integrated the Mortal Kombat. Yes, the Mortal Kombat crossover. But I'm not sure about He-Man. I just can't see He-Man being in the Injustice universe, even though he's one of the few beings that can actually go toe-to-toe with Superman. Being magically empowered, He-Man is something of a... He has Superman's weakness built into him. Although now Solid Double J... I don't think anyone here is not vulnerable to magic. But you know what everyone is vulnerable to? Laser beam eyes. You got to really work around those laser beam eyes. Ugh, just ask Shazam. I'm also happy that Asuka Ninja came back. I am Ninja, she is Ninja, and I believe that you are Ninja too. No, I'm not doing an episode recap. I need to watch Invincible, Lady Arthur. I don't know all... I know Omni-Man is part of the trend of Superman deconstructions. I guess that's the polite way to put it. But between you and me, folks, I'm looking forward to the new Superman movie, specifically because it's not trying to... It doesn't seem to be trying to deconstruct Superman. Maybe he's younger, a bit more unsure, but he is still Superman, trying to do good. What I don't like about all these Superman impersonators or deconstructions is that they are, well, there's so many of them, they seem to say you can't ever be a good person with that kind of power. And Superman is saying, yes, you can. If you're willing and if you can hold to what you believe in. Honestly, the best Superman stories I've read and watched on TV aren't the ones where he's beating up a bad guy. It's where he's inspiring other people to be their best selves. Now, let's have a little fun with this scrunchy mouth. Ooh, actually, this might be part of the fun right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, I said... Here we are. There we go. Okay, right now it looks like her face is melting. It's kind of like the fake Twilight and the Tree of Harmony. There we go. I think that'll work for a scrunchy, tucky face. There was a great quote about that power doesn't corrupt, but Parker Boots is having trouble remembering. Well, you know, I've heard various versions. There's a saying in a movie, Tom Jones, a very British film. They're saying that they say greed changes a man, but this is not true. It just shows what was already there. I think that was the direct quote. Let me quote money. Tom Jones movie quotes. I can't find it right away. This is a 1963 movie, by the way. All right, so after Scrunchy Face, hello Scrunchy Face, we've got laughter, neutral, pleased, sad, Scrunchy, weepy. We'll save weepy as that requires a bit more of everything. Let us partake of the sad expression, and we will make it surprised. Oh yes, and I must add the underscore is for when I export all these expressions, and they'll have 1, 2, or 3 depending on the position of the eyes. Tom Jones, the singer, Blue Griffin? Afraid not. Tom Jones is a movie, 1963, of a British man who is illegitimate but adopted by a very kind upperclassman. And, well, he's not the most moral of people, but he's working on it. A work in progress, you could say. And it is very much the story of his struggles, of conspiracies again from within, and his goals from not necessarily to move up in life, but to become more mature. Like so many stories, it is the tale of individuation, that struggle of where we're in tune with ourselves. Oh, okay then. Well, that made life easier. So let's 1, 2, and 3. Guy T from the Infamous games saw the quote, how the quote, if you want to know a person's character, give him or her power. Funny enough, there's a quote from Kamen Rider Gaim. I understand not a lot of you may watch Japanese superhero shows, but there is a character in there, real conniving guy. He says that if kids are too eager to rush to power, if they were adults, they would learn to fear that power. But even as he says what might be something pretty wise, he fails to live by it, as he's ultimately undone by the power he sought. And believe me, it is not a pretty end. But yeah, perhaps the best people to have power are the ones who properly fear it. I am afraid too many people luxuriate in the idea of having power. Forgive me as I swap back and forth between wireframe and full image view. Whoops. Yep, looks like I goofed on that one. There you are. Heavy sigh. This is where it gets a little tedious. But we keep going, and I'm grateful to have all of you here to talk and make things more lively. Alrighty, Far Eyes. Let's get the big eyes out of here. And boom. Now we flip that. I'm confused. What are these three little dots I'm seeing here? Oh, wait, I bet I know what they are. Let's take just a minute. But I need to get left eye number 3 over here. Flip that. Bring it over. Alrighty. Cosmic Instrument, we need more Mel Brooks-esque movies. Have I seen Ultraman Rising, Kenny Sue of Dragons? Ultraman Rising, I think that's like the online CG series. I've not yet seen that. I've seen like parts of it, but not the full thing, not yet. All right. So that takes care of Surprise. Now I just need the Tucky. Oh, that's actually... Let's just elevate this part a little. Now, try to narrate. You feel invocations against wanting power towards people who have little or none is a bit like uber wealthy opinionating that money can't buy happiness while most people scramble to make ends meet. Well, I don't view it as an either or. It's true that when people in power are saying, oh, you don't want this, they aren't there's not a lot of thought, or it can feel like placating. However, it is also true that when you simply give someone power, or they simply come into power by their own, it's possible to get drunk on it. In fact, that may be the problem with the people opining about, oh, you don't want this. I mean, do you know how hard it is to pay for my 5 mansions? 5 mansions, huh? Oh, you have it easy, friend. My 27. I have cardboard cutouts in all of them, because someone should be using them right now. Yeah, that's what gets me. I mean, I understand that maybe you have a home away from home, but when you have upwards of 3, numbers will vary depending on who you ask, but upwards of 3, that doesn't sit well with me. There we go. See, I'm just going to try and round this out a little. There we are. Much better. All right, and now the Weepy. Power demands sacrifice, says Inquisitor 751. That depends. If you're trying to amass personal power, I believe it does. Sharing power with others, group strength, I'm not sure that requires a sacrifice. That's an interesting theory, Blue Griffin, that Celestia prefers to be called a princess because she doesn't want to be, she doesn't want to succumb to power, as say Queen Chrysalis, who, basically always viewed the Changeling Hive as her property rather than her children. There's a post on Blue Sky by Cal Payne. He's basically showing artwork from the fandom with sort of reminiscing about the height of the fandom. And he mentions that he always appreciated any art that showed Chrysalis as actually being caring to her changelings because it was so different than what the show conveyed. But I think that To Where and Back Again, Part 2, really showed how she really didn't care about the changelings. I may be on my own in that I was never sympathetic to Chrysalis. I always thought she brought out the worst in her changelings no matter what. But I appreciate other people want to explore a different version. Now what do I need? I need a character who's already had the weepy expression made for them. No, look, I guess it's just me then. Illustrator. Silver-Quill. Here we go. Bring on the void. Yes, one can get a lot of mileage out of different interpretations. Trinary, it's a good thing. Is Chrysalis their singular mom, Enderpup? Well, if you view it as, say, a queen ant, possibly. I don't know if that's true, however. I mean, clearly they're having young changelings now. So I don't know. That somehow I don't think it's quite appropriate to explore changeling breeding techniques in a children's cartoon. But in FanWorks, hey, go to town. I mean, I don't know how many people would possess you. Although I will say I'm glad that changelings do not breed by eating the spouse's head and planting eggs in the stump, a la, say, a Black Widow spider. Actually, speaking once again of Ask a Ninja, which I thoroughly enjoy, I always loved their ninja funeral story. They take a black flag and they fold it very taut, and then they slice the widow's head off with it. Just shoop. Then they try to take out as many of the ninja's clan as possible. Keep in mind, these are other ninjas conducting the ceremony. You gotta be on your toes at a ninja funeral. So yes, ninjas are all about the killing. Also from that same episode, if you kill all the wolves, you're gonna have a whole lot of bunnies. And by bunnies, I mean stupid people. Which, well, they haven't really made a dent in that, I guess. So that's it. Maybe we should petition for more ninjas in society. Here we go. Boop. No, Commander Steel, I didn't have a guest today. It's, well, it was a busy week, and I wanted to, if I'm going to have anyone, I want to give them proper notice. I should make good on an offer to Lux and Kichi, whom I had the pleasure of seeing at BabsCon. We'll have to get their thoughts on things, so maybe I can do that next week. Envelope to sort. There we go. There's Weepy. Hopefully, there's very little cause for this emotion, but hey, you gotta be ready, right? Yes. There we go. Very good. Various to all good. Oh, and it's 7:02. Did I already get smug in there? I mean, granted, I've already been smug. That's scream, despise, angry, smug. There we go. See, just little changes, but they convey so much. Now, where were those? Oh, I was wrong. I thought the three little dots would be there, but no, they're... Yep, there they are. I believe those are Apple Jacks. But where are they? Alrighty, let's look at the very, very, very bottom. No, 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 no. Ma foi. What trickery is this? Well, this is a bit of a mystery. Why do you have Apple Jacks? Oh, they're gone. Strange. They're in the eyes. The eyes have it. What gives with these? They're not interfering with anything, but I also don't like leaving artifacts around. But curiouser and curiouser. Wonder how they got up in there. Ah, well. Let us save for now, because I must shift gears. Alrighty. Now we turn our thoughts to something new. Don't need to save pony parts. I didn't change anything. File new. Web-based. Common. There we are. Now then. Back to community guest. Community OCs. Here we have something brand new, which I find quite enjoyable. Our focus will mainly be on this character, Miss Long, who, let me pull up the old, let me read what I can what I've got so far. Miss Long is a young teacher starting out. She knows how to appear wise, but is often like a big kid who teases and is unsure at times. As an Oriental dragon, she has to uphold the image of peace and prosperity for her parents and her little dragon disciples. But she wants to go out and have fun too. In her village, Fortune Valley, she now has to train young dragons to uphold the legend of spreading good fortune to all on their path, compared to dragons in the far west who are about death and destruction. So it's true, we got an east-west perspective on this. When she was a kid, she had a friend from the west who implanted into her the Pyrrhic words to go wild and rebellious at times. I'm going to assume that's personality-wise and not any kind of mental manipulation. She slowly decides how she wants to change up traditions set by her parents and predecessors. And apparently she plays the koto. Koto. Let me make sure I'm envisioning the right instrument. Koto instrument. I don't like that kotor was my... Alrighty. So this, my fine friends, is a koto. How do I best describe this? I mean, one could think of it as the same premise as a harp, just laid horizontal. But I think it's far more than that. So, our goal here is to have Miss Long. Let me quote the... yes, here we are. Have her on her fours, have her looking tranquil and playful. So it's got to be all fours. Tranquil and playful. I think I know, I have an idea, just an idea for what could work. This is going to be more about laying out Kinisu of Dragon's character. Sorry, Kinisu, I didn't want to state that without confirming that you were okay saying that. Some folks, I can understand it feels scary to put your creativity before the world. Lord knows it still does for me. There's always that fear of rejection, of disruption. It's why I think it very important to practice the art of critiquing for constructive criticism. Hello, Sorohono. Yes, I do live. Need to get a video out to further prove it. Wouldn't mind talking about the possibility of connections between dragons and gargoyles with her. I could see maybe a little gargoyle-esque appearance. But here's what I'm proposing. Rather than try for a full-on have a depiction right off the bat, let's experiment a little with just some poses. I am creating, in essence, a very, very, very crude wireframe of the character. The goal here being that we find out what pose seems to work best for both wise but also playful, or a teacher who likes to have a little fun while they're at it. I asked about the musical instrument because I wondered if that would be a fun way to depict her. Music, well, I have no musical skill of my own. The idea of music is certainly a great unifier. Alrighty, and we'll just do a set of circles for the arms. I guess this is a very, very crude form of puppetry. Albeit not designed for animation. There we go. Oh, Kinisu, don't worry, we're going to try several things. But given that you've already had someone draw this lovely OC in this style, I'm hesitant to draw her in the same sitting pose, as that's, well, too much of a good thing, so to speak. What we need is to know what pose really speaks to you, as in terms of fun and tranquil/educational. To quote Meatwad, I find it highly effulgent and educationist for my brain, because I am smart, boy. Yes, I do love the Meatwad. Me and Cosmic, we can get into quote-alongs with Aqua Teen. Although, granted, most of those lines are Meatwad and Shake. Frylock is something of a fuddy-duddy. A duddy of the fuddies, if you will. Yes, also, for those who are wondering what character this is over here who looks so far less sure of herself, that's Jade. Which is a fun name. All right, so here's our wireframe. We're going to take this over here. Don't worry about the tail just yet. We'll draw that in as needed. So, thought one. Come over here. We're going to make her quadruped. So, bring this up. Flip it around. Update the neck to match. What would it be like if you had a more serpentine neck? Probably see the world from a very different perspective. Whoop, there we go. We'll have one claw upraised. Here we go. Flip that around. Oh, forgive me 1 second as I just check one thing. Koto. Ah, how instantly. One sec, everybody. Apologies for the wait. Just working on getting a little bit more reference. All right. Bringing up another file. And all I need is the EPS. Hello, nice lady playing the koto. I'm going to steal your koto. Oh dear. Well, I can't steal it that easily, so it's actually, in this case, easier and perhaps a bit morbid to delete the lady. Nice lady, I need your koto. Please don't think badly of me. That's right, she hath vanished. You know, there's one thing I don't like about Vecteezy's stock. No one ever seems to set these things up to be modified. It's all got to be one big cutout. But that's far from a negative given the what they can do. These are very talented artists, I might add. But for my purposes, this koto is just for demonstration. I imagine it looked rather short. And then we draw Miss Long. There we are. We draw Miss Long drawing on or playing the koto with her tail. She can still look serene, but she's also kind of... Okay, let's just clear this out. She's still playing the koto, but she's trying it with her tail, which I hope would convey a certain playfulness. And around her, these will just represent... Let's see, I don't want the dragon... A couple of young dragons. Like 4 of them. I am assuming that some of them are stylized like Jade here. All right, so let's just say dragon 1. One, a 2, a 3, and a 4. So that's one idea. And the background, I will need to look up some, I think like a cherry blossom festival would be very thematic with this.
Here's what I found.
Hush, Siri, I don't know what you were going on about. Dancing is forbidden. Oh, yep, I remember that one. Oh, very nice, Kinisu. This is your drawing. Marvelous. All right, let's think of another. Let's think of another way to draw Miss Long. What's another way to show fun? Just thinking for a minute. It always helps to have a... All right, it is Japanese. Japanese games. Traditional Japanese games. Kinisu, I'm going to list several board games, and I would like to know if you recognize any of them. First off, we have Pente, which I believe is also called Go. It's the one that features black and white pieces on a board. Then there's Sugoku. Sugokoroku, which is similar to Western games like Backgammon, and similar to Snakes and Ladders. But of course, the article is still not coming up. There it is. Hasumi Shogi is a variant of shogi, Japanese chess. It has 2 main variants, and all Hasumi variants, unlike other shogi variants, use only one type of piece. And the winning objective is not checkmate. One main variant involves capturing all but one of the opponent's men, whereas other involves building an unbroken vertical horizon chain of 5 in a row. Learning a bit more. Then there's shogi, essentially Japanese chess. Renju, abstract strategy board game. Connect Pearls. This might also be a variant of what people call Go. But these photos are not loading super fast. Am I coming through okay for you all? Is the stream going strong, or am I sounding a bit robotic? All right, so Go and Shogi. Okay, so yes, Renju is also a version of Go. So, we'll have a Go. I propose a Go board right here. This is the Go board. And again, let's see, I would put her, let's say, placing down. Whoop, come to the forefront, you. Little foreshortening on the, or perspective widening, I should say. Come on. Sometimes this thing likes to tease me. I gotta say, for such a tall being, that Go board is probably really, really tall. Land of Giants. Now, if someone's currently winning at such a game, I have to wonder, what are they doing to, like, flex or have a little fun? So she can look very sage, but she's also like, yeah, I'm winning. And maybe a little teacup or big teacup held in one claw. Ooh, and she could be sipping it. Alrighty. Little sippage. I rather enjoy this idea of just sort of coming up with rare. Now, I don't want to just simply duplicate that wonderful sitting pose. First up, maybe... Yeah, I think I definitely will raise the board. But what else is there? What else can we do? Welcome back, Sheriff Fluffbelly. Oh, you have a new puppy, Sheriff Fluffbelly. Congratulations. Seeker the Brony, you're looking for an artist to do MLP vectoring, I'm assuming? So I'd recommend on DeviantArt, there is a group called the Brony Vectoring Club. You can definitely find people there. Most of them specialize in character vectors, but they might be able to help with backgrounds and other objects. All right, so let's just add a few little stones here. Very little. Very little stones on a board. And she can be putting one down. Go board. Still need to figure out what I can do to... Oh, and for her tail... What? Okay, that looks pretty ugly. Apologies. Come on, let's... Looks more like a squirrel tail at this moment. Wait a minute, did I ever... Okay, good, I did turn on the music. I would have felt bad if all y'all just heard nothing. Maybe the thinker pose, Swordbreaker. That's an interesting idea, but given a very cultural theme here. Oh, okay, now it looks like her hand is just smoking. Okay. What does a Japanese teapot look like? Japanese teapot. Okay, so they too can have kettles. That might be the way to go. Not a full tea ceremony. But her tail is keeping a teapot close at hand. So there's another option. All right. Idea the third. I like the idea of the thinker. Oh, believe me, Swordbreaker 12, when I play Marvel Rivals, I do fear Squirrel Girl, because I wait for Squirrel Stampede! Famous Japanese thinking pose. Well, it's just a regular famous Japanese pose. I'm going the JoJo's route. Do you even pose? Japanese dance pose. There we go. Let's DDR this. Now here's an idea. Whoops. Sorry, I meant to bring that. There you are. A beginner's guide to Japanese classic dance. Wonder. All right, let's try flipping things around for this one. All right, so we begin. I said we begin with this flipped around. Alrighty. So there we go, a fan. Yep, pretend that's a fan. And let's say that she's more in profile view. The fan can't quite cover her smile, though. There we are. I'd make that better, but alrighty. Then this claw goes up. Forget. Yeah, it can hold her rope. And let's extend this. Rotate this back. Rotate this around. Only one fan needed. I would play this, but I'm concerned YouTube would view it as a copyright. Something I can refer to. Let's extend this leg, move this leg a little bit more forward. And with a tail, it's kind of fun to have it swirl around as well. So it starts in the back, and then let's say right about here it comes to the front. Oh, this is so needy, this illustrator sometimes. So very needy. Here we go. Drawing this up. Wouldn't be so extreme on the thickness of the tail there. Here, maybe I can fix that a little bit with just deleting a few anchor points or modifying. So there's a dancing pose. We'll say goodbye to this for the moment. Nom nom nom. Jeff the Land. Oh god, Jeff the Land Shark, everybody. I love Jeff. I think he's adorable. I've grabbed several It's Jeff comics. But boy, when he's on the opposing team and he's just getting away from you, he's like, yo, get back here. I need to take out the healer. I'm sorry, Jeff. It's the world we live in. And then, let's see, what other could I do to celebrate a Japanese teacher famous? Japanese history. Hello. Oh man, I would butcher the pronunciation of this teacher. Yoshida Shoin? I know that's wrong because I'm not sure what that accent mark above the O is meant to represent. Jeff is a precious boy, Trinary. I think very highly of him, but I also think, oh god, he's doing a lot of heals for the other team. I gotta take him down. Can I get a better shot of this? Statue. Oh, wait. Come on, talk to me. Birthplace. Area Nagato Hagi. Alrighty. Well, hey. Oh, it's a slideshow. That makes it harder. Alrighty. So, for our fourth idea, after I just undid my base, oh well, we'll modify this one. Have her stand at her full height. So let's rotate these puppies down. It's not a puppy, it's a dragon. Engage rotations. Balance out the leg placements. Saw a character of Digimon in just a random video, and the hips were drawn so wrong it looked like she disconnected them. It was quite horrifying. I mean, I appreciate artists trying new things, but anatomy is probably one of the greatest tripping points, because if it goes wrong, you notice. Maybe rotate the body a little to get it more centered. What does the oh, hey, stop that. It's a beautiful area. But let's say let's take the forearm rather. Ah, rats, oh well. Slide it around, yeah. Let's change this to here we go. Resting a hand on the shoulder of a younger student. I don't know what manner of student she may be teaching, but a younger dragon, not kneeling, as I feel like that's a reserve. Well, maybe they should kneel? These can be big dragons, so... There we go. So yes, I will draw kneeling before a wise and respected teacher. I don't know if that's appropriate, but it seems respectful, and that's what I'm going for right this red hot second. Well, it would help to get them on the same plane, at least. And we can have this young dragon. Maybe it's Jade, maybe it's someone else. That's for Kinsui to decide. But a young dragon looking up admiringly. And we'll have the claws, clasped hands, or, well, claws, to show respect and restraint. There we go. So let's put you there. Uh-oh, did the music stop? It did. Must have run through all the music. And once again, that tail, we'll just keep it relatively simple for right now. Actually, there's an interesting thing in a dragon culture. Does one's tail take up certain relations in position to the body to demonstrate, to demonstrate a relation, respect, anticipated hostility. Let people know what you're thinking with just the tail. Not like wagging like a dog, but actual positions. So let's move this part here. There we are. Alrighty. So there's 4 ideas. Need to get back to, yes, everybody. Okay, roll of the eyes. Whoop. Come on now. So this is Kinsui's idea. It's their artwork, so where'd the other one go? Oh well. So, well then I think the students should have their head bowed so they don't see the roll of the eyes. Otherwise you would think that we were making fun of the students. Not so. Here we are. So a roll of the eyes. Maybe just a little bit of awkwardness. Like, oh, this thing. No, that looks sad. But maybe a bit of a paint scrunchy expression. Yes, Rodan, I have seen Dragon Hearts. I don't know, Draco seemed to feel he was at his end. I don't know if we got to see him at his strongest. Here, I'm going to shuffle up the music again. I don't... Lower eyelids. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's see what we can... Well, My poor computer, it seems to be getting away. Let's see, maybe more of an upturn to make it look more like a smile. Now that don't look right. There we go. And now I've lost the eye completely. see, if we adjust the curve of the eyelids, see, that's more sad. That's a bit quirkier. And a grin, a genuine grin. Okay, so no wibbly scrunchiness. Well, come back again. Why do you torment me so, illustrator? There we go. Looks very drunk. Enderpup gotta go sleep. Well, I wish you a very pleasant rest. Sleep well. Looks drunk. Okay, well, it's... lower the eyelids. Let me take a... It is true, right now that looks a little drunk-ish. Granted, I haven't... yes, she has... Here's a thought. Okay. Let's lower this down. And I'll turn this part. Oh, wow. Here, I'll just make these parts a little bit gray, cooler gray, and put some white over the tops, just to give the feeling of so I don't know if that looks a little less drunk for everybody. What's the best equipment for you to create animation, Eswardan? It really depends on what's available. I splurged and use Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, and I'm trying to learn both Toon Boom and maybe Blender. Other people, it might be something better. But maybe not looking right at the audience. Oh, that looks a little drunk too. Now then, one other question is, what can we do with this free claw? What could it be holding that would convey more of the teacher? Well, Rodan, I don't know if I gave you the best answer. It's really what's available to you. Some folks do a lot of animations just drawing a bunch of slightly different shapes and editing them together, like classic animation would. Still others might use a bend tool or a animation program I don't even know yet. All things are possible. There we go. That a gray background helps give everything a little bit of panache. $0. Kirta and Window Movie Maker. Little bucks Kirta and Premiere, more bucks Toon Boom, says Pokemon Fire Eevee. I do not know this Kirta, Kirta, but if it's good as a start off, I'd give it a look. Kirta. Again, Kirta. Michichu Star Clan suggests holding an apple. That's a good idea. I mean, you know, an apple's pretty universally recognized, but unfortunately it's also might be considered kissing up to the teacher. We don't want to do that. Japanese teacher statue. Let's take a look at what we've got. Perhaps a scroll. Many of the teacher statues I'm seeing seem more inspired by the Buddha. Don't want to go sacrilegious on this one. Well, honestly, I try not to be sacrilegious, period, but I'm sure I test the line. Oh, it's Krita? Krita? An apple a day keeps the medic away. Well, you know, I'm hoping Lazy Purple will one day bless us with a how it feels to play medic. Because those are fun, even though I haven't actually played TF2 just yet. There you go. We'll just say, for right now, I like the ruler idea as well. My thought, though, is, well, a ruler, at least from older times, is seen as a disciplinary tool. Yes, smack a kid's hands with a ruler and they're misbehaving. There we go. So, for right now, Miss Long pose ideas. And because this is not meant to be like super duper difficult, we're just going to make it a JPEG. Okay. Alrighty. That's an interesting point, Parker Boots. A ruler is an essential tool for the work of creation. Or like a diploma. There we go. Although I wonder, did the Japanese... Diploma can refer to several types of post-secondary credentials, including Senmoshi, Advanced Diploma, Diploma in different degrees. Ah! Here we go. A classic... Yes, it's rolled up in a black tube with a red bow tied around it. Okay. So I like where we're going with this. I'm liking the thought. So we'll just have rounded base on one end. And then And I'm seeing a one that has a flower petal of some sorts that I'll need to understand the historical context on that as well. But oh my gosh, we're almost at the top of the hour. So let me just get this going. I am grateful to everyone for their patience as I came in all discombobulated. But it's been fun. I've been glad to make some headway on promises to people who supported my videos. But I also recognize that I need to get going on another video. All right, let's save this. Let's export. Replace. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, cancel. So here is my thinking. Well, first I just want to make sure. Traveler Belly had to go night-night. Call it a night since you're mentally burnt out with good reason. Oh, sprained their foot yesterday. I'm sorry. Anyway, Kinisu, I will send you the JPEG of these various poses. Give them a look. Give it a little processing, and when you'd like, let me know if any of them appealed to you, and just, or if you want to try something totally different. This is the idea stage where all things are possible. Muy posible. And DigiSketch, I've pretty much got the poses for this version. So let's see if I can't just flip them over and apply them to this version as well. That would make life easier for everybody, I think. Plus, everybody's all seepy. What's our Breaker 12 is right. I am probably I'll close out the day with a little rip and tear until it is done. Because the funny thing is, while I personally don't want to advocate violence, I will say there is a certain catharsis in playing a game where you feel empowered to just blaze through an enemy. I'll tell you all a story real quick. When my second dog died, it was like a fuse went in my brain. And I couldn't feel much of anything. I was in a haze. And so my dog had passed the day after Halo 3 ODST came out. And I started playing it. It was only a 4-hour or so campaign. So I wasn't quite satisfied. So it's set in between Halo 2 and 3. So I finished the fight with Halo 3. And I started to feel a little something when I played. I started to feel at least a little bit of energy or an adrenaline. And so I went through a full playthrough of Halos 1, 2, ODST, and 3. Halo 4 did not exist yet. And it was strange. I was fighting something without having to be violent with anyone. It felt like, in a weird way, the Covenant and the Flood are bringers of death. Death of the self or the death of the body. And by combating that, it was not necessarily I'm defying death, but I am pushing back. I am feeling at least a little bit more empowered. It sparked an interest in military sci-fi, which has led to the story I'm currently writing. So, what I'm trying to say is that don't be afraid if you like playing a game that involves violence. It may be that it doesn't make you a violent person. It just means you're expressing something. And I'd be curious to know what you enjoy most about it. the autonomy of the experience, the empowerment that you can stand against many, or maybe you're just a tech fan who really likes the design of weapons. So many reasons you can enjoy a game. Don't limit yourself to just one. Anywho, with that, we have reached the top of the hour. I have saved, and we'll look forward to hearing what people think, both DigiSketch and Kenisu. So until next time, everyone, I'll see if I can't be a little bit more put together next week with some guests. But until then, I wish you a wonderful and enriching weekend. You feel shame jumping on turtles, Kenisu. Well, that is fair. Mario may not think about it, but we do. But also, keep in mind if you leave them alone, the turtles can come out of their shells. So, until next time, everyone, I wish you the best. Be safe and be well. I'm Silver-Quill. Thanks for watching.